Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor Hamza. Thanks for tuning in. I have a great show for you right now. I'm really excited to bring it to you, and let's get started. I think you're going to really enjoy this. So, this is, I don't know what I'm going to title this, Mandela Effect Explanation Part 2 or something else. So let's dive right into it. And it's really too much to unpack right now in a short commute, but I'll get the gist of it out. It's exciting. So here we go. So love this, Grand Timeline Convergence, or Grand Harmonic Convergence, or Harmonic Timeline Convergence. Let's say that. So there's been a Harmonic Timeline Convergence, and this has been going on since what I mentioned before. If you go back in all my videos, I believe the exact date was October 22nd, 2011. So, with a harmonic convergence, what happens is all timelines can, blend together. So we have a blending of all timelines. And you're going to see examples. For instance, right now they discovered what they say is a new strain of ancient Homo sapiens. They have now discovered Dragon Man. Now there's another one, and I'm not sure, but there might be even other ones. So those are all separate timelines that converge into this timeline. So when you see harmonic convergence, you're seeing Mandela effects, for instance, name changes and things like that. So it's all kind of side effects. So I'll give you a couple of other examples, and then I'll make a story up about it to illustrate it, and then we're done. So here is an example. So back in 2015, it's 16 years past, so 6 years past, so I feel like I can talk about it now. We had in North Korea, which was based off of Vietnam, it's connected to that. It was like peninsula that fired nuclear weapons and started a big nuclear war. So back then, Trump was in office 6 months or so, maybe less, and he sent I believe it was the 7th Fleet to North Korea. This started a chain reaction. In Hawaii, they launched missiles. Missiles were incoming. That timeline was shifted, and that changed. So there are, every time you make kind of a decision, a timeline branches off. Now, so that timeline was shifted, and now North Korea shifted to, towards China, is connected now there, and that way the missiles wouldn't have reached, and the whole thing changed. So it's very, you could say, almost organic. So the timelines shift for it shifted for a positive outcome, and that shifts through harmonic convergence. So I'll explain it to you another way, and people ask me, what about, when's the harmonic convergence? It's happening. It happened. It's happening now. It happens all the time. It's a harmonic convergence. Why is it happening? That's a whole other video, And I do have a great explanation, and I actually know the answer, which is exciting. I will not, and let me make this emphatically clear, I will not give out 12th dimensional information that can be construed for negative purposes by lower dimensional entities. I will not, repeat, will not give that out. So there's no way for me to give that out, and I can't and I won't. For negative outcomes, I do not do that. So I'm just talking about things that are okay to be basically unclassified from a higher source. Got it? Got it. So, with that said, we have the, I'll give you an example. That's what I was saying. That was an example, but I'll give you a story about it to make it clear. So we have a book of life. Now, within a book of life, let's say we have a page in the book of life, and that page is your story, a story about everything. Story about when you were born, at the last sentence, last things, when you die, in between. All the words on the page are your entire life. Now, there are different versions of you in different pages of that book, and then within that book, it goes to other things. So we have the binder of the book. We have the beginning, the cover is the beginning of time, at the end cover is the end of time, right? The binder is what connects it all together. So you have a binder that connects all the pages together. This is, in fact, our illustration in this purposes. This is the multiverse. So this is a multiverse. Now, what happens when you have a harmonic convergence? You have pages that can be turned into the same page. So some of the pages, you have basically an arrow, let's say, you shoot through the book, and it bridges two pages together, like an Einstein-Rosen bridge, which I recall as an Einstein-Rosenberg bridge, but that's a whole other story. So we have the Einstein now Rosen bridge, which connects two pages together. Those two pages were connected through a harmonic convergence. So when that harmonic convergence happens, that's in a higher dimensional level. So I did talk about the dimensions before. Lower dimensions, I'm talking about a higher dimensional convergence, and there's different types of convergences and different types of dimensions. So when we're talking about these, so one word can be the same on both pages. So one letter can be the same. So when we have a 12th dimensional word that comes up on a page, then every page is going to reflect it, and then it's like picture a black hole. So when you picture a black hole, all things are sucked into it. So harmonic convergences will mean that all, the words kind of end up saying the same name on different pages. So, like for instance, we're seeing a lot of, eclipses, we're seeing a lot of things with the moon. That's because of different timeline streams, being together. Now, I'm not going to go into the creational level is one of the highest levels, which is different. So that's something being written into the book, which is not something I'm talking about right now, but there are other things involved. So, certainly God's involved and in creation. So there are different things going on, but the book of life and the book of multiverse is a real thing. Turns out pages, certain pages have numbers on them, and in a way, and that's why you see certain numbers are because those kind of synchronicities line up. Anyway, my commute's over. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give to a charity. It always makes me happy if somebody gives to a charity. Give to a charity today. Could be a small amount. I do have a friend on my Facebook page that needs a new windshield. It costs $300. Anything anybody could give to this would be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out my other videos to come. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.